All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. This is it, right? The last time we're going to get together before the end of the day, so hopefully you've got an idea about what we've been talking about, but it hasn't been a very good one. Corn and beans getting kind of beaten up here. But you can also hear us talk about it more at the top of the hour. When this is over, MDR is over, but the Cow Guy Close starts. That's 1 Central, 2 Eastern. The top of this hour, we're on for a half hour, but we got 3 great guests again. Some fantastic topics to cover. It's going to be a good one. So things are ratcheting up, absolutely. So I want you to stick around. Again, 1 Central, 2 Eastern, the Cow Guy Close. We'll see you there. And that's going to be in about, 15 minutes and 45 seconds from right now. All right, let's take a look at these markets. Before we go, let's bring up that corn board. And when you click on corn, it usually comes up, and there it is. Let's see about what we've got going on. We've been down all day today, 11 3/4 cents lower in that July. 5.80 3/4 is last. We bounced about a penny, I guess, maybe-ish. So the low is 5.78 1/4, so we're a couple, 2.5 cents off the lows. We've got, we'll go on to say D's, the new crop. That's down 11 1/4 cents to 5.03 3/4. Look at the low, it's 5.01, so 2 3/4 cents, off the lows there too. But it's just really giving back some real estate. We got a 39 3/4 cent lower board in July. That hurts. 13.61 is last. And we've got, let's go to the Novi new crop. Getting way too close to an $11 handle. We got a 12.03.5 last trade there. 27 3/4 is last, or the net change on the day, and we've got a $12.50 low on the day. So we tried to get there, but we didn't quite make it. Not that that's a good thing at all. Wheat in Chicago wheat. What's going on there? 14 3/4 cents lower in that July contract. 6.46 even is last. That's about 6 cents off the lows. We got a D's board at 12 1/4 cents lower to 6.75 3/4. Let's go from Chicago to Kansas City. That's going to be the hard red. July's down 7 3/4 cents to 8.90.5. D's is down 2.5 cents to 8.71 1/4. Moving right along from, say, let's go from Kansas City, Minneapolis. We've got a board. This is kind of mixed, I guess. July's up front. That's up one tick, 1/4 cent. 8.73.5 is last there in the middle of the day's range. We go out to say D sets down a penny to 8.75 even. And then finally, we'll go to the cotton board. It's been higher all day by, 109 points now. 83.46 is last in July, and we're 83 points higher in the D's to 82.61. And that gives me the opportunity to bring in our next guest analyst. That's going to be Ted Seifried from Zaner Ag Hedge in Chicago. All right, Ted, you're the last guy of the day. Sum it all up for us. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not good. Let's just go home. No,
I agree.
We're really heavy today, Scott. And you've got July beans breaking out to a new yearly low. We had been really holding on to that almost triple bottom that we had there, but we've smashed through it today, and we're not acting like we really want to pick up that much going into the close. That is concerning. As you said, November beans really trying to hold on to that $12 mark, but barely. It's just not a good day. And you've got a lot of people that are looking for a seasonal rally here in things because, a lot of times we put weather premium into the market at this time of year. But also a lot of times we're trading for much lower prices. You could argue that when we're looking at big carrier, the new crop that USDA showed us on Friday, that maybe the weather premium is already in the markets. And now we're taking more of that out, considering planting is going very well, very quickly. Beans are well above average. And the weather forecast, the outlook going forward looks pretty good. So I don't know. We'll have to see where we go from here. I'm watching a gap that you have on the July bean chart down to 13.54. Maybe that's the target for now. Maybe that's where we can find some footing and try to bounce off of. But again, you don't like the look of the charts now that we've smashed through the low. You'd say corn's doing relatively well because it has not. Wheat's doing relatively well, although wheat just continues to fail to break out to the upside. Every chance it gets, it fails. Maybe one of these days that'll be different, but today's not that day.
All right, that's great stuff. Always super content. We're going to go away, take a breath. We're going to come back and talk more with Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge, about the livestock after this. All right, let's jump right in. The water's warm. Let's talk about live cattle in Chicago. That'd be a great place to bring up the livestock segment from. Live cattle in Chicago are down, but not bad. June's off 62 cents to 163.70. That's a nickel off the lows, though. We don't like to see that or say that either, too. Deese is down 25 cents to 171, and that's 7 cents from the lows there too. So trading a little heavy, even though the range is kind of tight. Let's take a look at feeder cattle. They're higher. Look at this. August is up a dime. I guess I'm celebrating a dime. That's not very good. 231.15 is last there. Going out to, let's go out to Nova, all the way out there, just up a nickel, 236.20. So not a bad board, just steady a little bit better when we take a look at the feeder cattle. And finally, let's take a look at lean hogs. What do we got going on with lean hogs? Well, the fronts are up and the backs are off, but not by much, really. We've got a June board up 92 cents higher. That's not bad, I guess. 87.07 is last. And 87.10 is now last there. 25 cents off the highs, up 95 cents. If you go out to say, well, we'll go out there, D's, all the way out there. It's down 57 cents. So the fronts are up, the backs are off. The price in D's, 75.30. Let's get back to our guest analyst. It's Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge in Chicago. Ted, thanks for sticking around. Anything you want to get off your chest when it comes to the livestock?
The one thing that really pops out on the board is, feeder cattle are higher, but like you said, only 10 cents. When you got corn down 12, 13 cents, you'd hope it'd be a little bit better than that.
Yep.
So that's a bit disappointing, actually, in my book. Like you said, cattle are down just a little bit. We're just kind of bracing for cash this week. We've been a little bit heavy the last few weeks, so we're wondering if that slide continues or if we're going to see that reverse and go higher once again as we're starting to now get into grilling season. The eastern half of the United States starting to warm up. It's, I think, National Grilling Day actually today. So, just kind of waiting to see what happens with cash and cutouts here this week, and then hogs. Hey, we got a higher day in hogs. That's fun to see. We continue to try to carve out this bottom in hogs. Days like today, although it's not a sharply higher day, make you feel a little better about that. Because, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to build out a base. And it looks like hogs are trying to do that. Now, we've said that before. Whether this is the time or not, sure. But I think the prospects are good going into the summer grilling season.
All right. Super stuff. I thought you said Nashville Grilling Day. I'm like, well, no, National Grilling Day. All right. Thanks for being on the show. That's Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge in Chicago. We're going to bring it back to Nashville, where I can give it to Suzanne just one more time.